Hello, welcome to the Art of Coaster podcast. Today we're here with Glenn Robertson for episode 7.
3, 2, 1, go! Go! Go!
Carlton's Park.
Submission is experiencing a delay that cannot be resolved at present.
We'd like to apologise for any inconvenience this may cause, but for now we're trying to beat back the weather.
Carlton's Park.
Have you been to Hyde Park? Or
No.
Hyde Park, or whatever it's called, the Merlin Park.
No, I haven't. Here, I've been to Europa a good few times, and there's a kiddie park called Slosh Turn near us, and there's one which I can never remember the name of, which is where old theme park rides go to die, and I can't remember what it's called. It'll come to me in a minute. Carry on.
Blackpool.
We have the Europe of England's first dual launch roller coaster. That's brand new.
And the big one,
Yes, and
England's tallest roller coaster.
yes, and the Rev, which was the first upside down one. Yeah, and launch. Yeah.
What would you say is your favourite part of the Icon soundtrack?
Ooh, so I'm quite partial to the ambient Q Line one as a separate thing. 'Cause I quite enjoyed doing that. Part of the main score itself. I do like when the main melody's coming back in, and it's just the bass line running, and the synth playing the main line. It kind of slowly opens up on the filter, and it's just builds and builds and builds. That is one of my favourite bits. And the very end, when it's got to its big conclusion, and then it kind of starts dying away, and whispers of Icon and sequences just going, just playing like random little up and down bits. That's my two favourite parts of the main score.
So I've got quite an interesting question for you. So, you know the Big One soundtrack?
Yes.
How has the woman saying all the words saying whatever about
The numbers,
OBE
yeah.
and stuff? Yeah. Why didn't you get Thomas to say that?
He never volunteered for a start, and
Who was it that done that?
Amanda Thompson.
no, it was a voice artiste, which I
Is it the same person who did Icon?
no, it wasn't. She is the voice of Icon, officially known to everyone as the voice of Icon. No, she didn't do that. You got to make them sound different, or otherwise, it's
They'll get recognised everywhere.
well, yes. The voice of Icon visited the ride about 12 months after it opened, and she said it was the weirdest. She's not a roller coaster enthusiast by any means, and was terrified all the way around. And I said that if you go around with your eyes closed all the way around, then you will go around again. So she said it was quite weird hearing herself whispering Icon, and then obviously at the first launch, counting down, because she knew as soon as she heard her voice that off it goes.
It would be very strange hearing your own voice in a park.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that the launch Icon isn't actually that fast though, so I think she's more scared about it going upside down.
It was just not so much the speed. It was the, once she hears her voice, there's no going back. It's happening, and it's going to be the next 2 minutes of her life where she has to smile and take it all in, because it's the only time she'll ever do it.
I remember the first time I was ever able to do big rides. So I wasn't exactly 1.4 yet, but so they didn't let me on Nemesis Inferno. I was like really angry about that. And I went to Stealth, not looking at it, and they let me on. And just before it launched, I looked up. I was like, oh no, and because I didn't actually know the speed of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was terrified of all launch rides for about like a month. Well, not a month, about like a year until I actually grew up a bit.
It's funny. I went to Europa Park earlier this year, and I went on Icon's father, so to speak, and it left the station and it rolled round to the launch, and I was expecting an Icon style launch, and it was it was much brisker than Icon's, and it took me completely by surprise. It's a hell of a launch, and it just never seems to stop after that. It's very hard to, after the shock, it was very hard to catch my breath on it, really.
Was there an announcement for it launched, or did it just launch without saying anything?
Oh, that's a very good question. I can't. You know, I can't remember. I would have obviously been listening out for that.
I'm volunteering now to do the launch.
I can't remember. It was very early in the morning. It was like one of the first rides of the morning, so it might not have been turned on. So I can't remember.
Because I was thinking about Rita at Alton Towers, how they, on the launch for Rita, they say they do the countdown, but then they launch it before the countdown ends.
Oh, that was when it was broken. It's I think the countdown for Rita is it does it, if it's working properly, it does launch on when it says go go go. But as it's the voice, and it's like it's a dark voice, it makes it more scary than the original one.
Yeah, but no, I think it's meant to launch early to catch you out.
I did it like a couple of weeks ago. It's fine. I thought at the end of the day, what they do though is they do something called a heartbeat, which is instead of saying 3, 2, 1, go go go, it just has a heartbeat sound, and you don't know when you're about to launch, which I think could be cool for like a night, like Halloween on Icon.
There has been conversations, nothing official, just with somebody at the park about doing Halloween, just messing with the Icon score a bit and the launch, and doing it as a Halloween thing. It never really came. It wasn't like an official chat. It was just just like
an idea.
Throwing ideas around, and it never came to anything. So, but it's a good idea.
I think with Thorpe Park, I did Oktoberfest and Fright Night, and also I've done it like with all the normal stuff. And I love doing the other events because they changed almost everything, especially with the big rides to stealth with the launch. And like because on Fright Night they said I forgot what it was called, but they said something the fear of speed, and each ride was like a different fear almost. Like
that's a good idea.
Most rides are different. And it's just so like, if I think it'd be good if they were to do all the rides like with some different music for Halloween, and because it would change the park completely.
Yeah, especially as Icon, where it sits in the park, you can hear it for a good area of the park around there, so it would give it that area a bit of added ghoulness or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I mean it's something, but it never came to anything, and obviously this year's was curtailed anyway. So it's something
it'll take a long time to recover.
Yeah. Well, if there is this much wanted vaccine, then I think everybody will still not travel as much. So it could be good for the UK theme park industry that people are staying within the borders.
Think about it, like especially as Germany's came up with it, Germany's going to make an absolute fortune.
It's a piece of string with a trolley essentially. It's not. There's no sophistication in it. All it's doing is getting it up to a speed to drop off a hill. Whereas Icon is, I was lucky enough to get shown round the underneath and the back bit and all the electrics that power the launches. It's just phenomenal. The amount of technology that's in that ride is unbelievable. And so I know they're both launch coasters, but they're coming at it from a completely different. Both of them are coming up from a completely different angle.
different. So I think Icon's done by it's a magnet launch, like it's done by I don't know exactly what the name is. Yeah, propelling magnets. And the other one is it's a pull launch, so it's different launches have different power.
Yeah, and it's I know that the Rev, I don't know whether this is still the case, but it's a weight that drops, and it's got different. They can alter the lift, the drop by or the push by adding weights or taking them off, and it's very fine tuned. It's like I think they're like little lead coins, and you put them on, take them off. Or I might be thinking of a different ride completely, but and that's how they kind of balance the ride out for push.
They should just put it on as fast as it will go.
Yeah, but then you got to stop it at the other end. That's the problem, and it's a tight loop. So if you're going quick on a tight loop, I mean, it leaves your stomach at the bottom of the ride anyway. But if you're doing it quick, like really quick, that would be an intense ride. And then you got to stop it at the other end safely.
And if you look at a general loop, I've heard that the reason why we're not like a proper a proper loop as in like a circle, like our profile,
Perfect circle.
is because that would actually be painful.
It'd break your neck.
Yeah, I suppose you're pulling if it's a perfect circle, you're pulling a constant G all the way around, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And so you need to give the body rest. It's like a fighter jet, isn't it? Sort of. You'd have G suits or whatever. If you're pulling a constant heavy G, you would need something to keep the blood in the top of your body, or else you have people passing out.
What my school did is this thing called Big Interview, which is like all these different companies who come and interview you for like a job.
Yeah.
And I asked specifically for like a theme park, and obviously as my school is nearest to Polton's came in, and they at the end of the interview they did this thing where they'd put down how you did, but with your CV and everything, and would also say if they'd actually take you on if you was old enough for a job.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea.
Excellent. I mean, but they would take me as a job if I had space. Especially as I do want to work at Polton's. It's like, well, I've kept that with me. So next time, if I do get an interview at Polton's, I just show them that and say, do we need to continue with this?
Wasn't it Charlotte Mancy who interviewed you?
No, it was someone called Zach.
Zach, never mind.
Yeah. It was Charlotte who I was speaking to about work experience there, but obviously COVID.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Art of Coaster podcast. Please make sure to check out all of Glenn's stuff. It will be linked down below. Thanks. Bye, guys. See you next one.